Hello, welcome to Real United Talk, Manchester United versus Arsenal post-match discussion. On my own for a minute, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending which way you look at it. Yeah, let's get straight into it. First half, absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. I really thought after the Leipzig result and what they've done in what United have done out in Paris, I really thought that team would show up and show some energy and desire to win the game against one of the top rivals for United in the Premier League. There's been some great matches historically between the two teams. Unfortunately, for me, this wasn't one of them. I thought it was absolutely terrible. Diaz in the comment, hi Dia, you're right. Alfred Rayner, how you doing? He says Bruno is useless. We can't win without Fred. His yellow card made us scared. Why is Pogba silly? We'll get into that, mate. Don't panic. I've got a few words to say on him. Carly says in the words who showed us shit that was. Other than 10 minutes, we played like absolute clowns. Yeah, I thought it was an absolute shit show. I really did. I thought the first half was terrible. I thought we were fortunate to go in at 0-0. We only had one shot. I think it was 5 or 6 touches in the opposition box. One shot coming from Greenwood, which actually, in fairness, came from a passing mistake out the back from Arsenal. Willian hit the bar towards the tail ends of that first half. And yeah, I thought we were quite lucky to go in at 0-0. We come out in the second half. First 10, 15 minutes were good. I wouldn't say they were spectacular, but they were good. They were a lot better than what they were in the first. But from that, I thought there was absolutely nothing. Hiya, Pancard, you all right, mate?
Hey, I'm good. I'm enjoying my weekend. Good, but yeah. What's up? How are you?
Out of that.
Yeah.
Nard Motsil says Dean was silly to give yellow so early. I rate James and Beak over Greenwood and Bruno. Interesting. United Alex says we never win games from 1-0 down either. Kylie said he's Pogba's biggest fan, but was so fucking clumsy. We need width. And United Alex says, honestly, we don't even know what we need anymore. And Chris says, hi, Chris. Yeah, I mean, Pankaj, give us your thoughts on the first half, mate.
I think first off we're not good. I mean we there was, apart from that Greenwood chance we had, like that ball which Rashford made to Greenwood, that was a good pass, and Greenwood, apart from that chance, we had nothing. Like Arsenal had two or three clear cut chances they could have, So I think Arsenal was a better team in the first half. As far as for the second half, I think we came out strong a bit. We had a few chances, half enough chances, and as soon as we were attacking them, we had most of the possession. Then as soon as Pogba gave that penalty, then we kind of, it all went,
Well,
it's like
go
I
on.
don't know. It's like Ollie tried to change things. I mean, I think when we were not getting those chances, it was 0-0. He tried to change. He changed the formation a bit, right, in the second half.
Yeah.
And it was working. We were getting chances, but that final ball was missing. And Maguire had that header, and we had a few. One Basaka took that shot. I think Greenwood was a bit hesitant in the box today. I don't know why he didn't take a shot. I expected him to. He came inside the box. He was cutting inside, but he didn't take that shot. It was like he was a bit hesitant. I don't know why. Um, Yeah, I think we it wasn't good enough today. It wasn't good
Deer's joined. Deer, how you doing, mate? You all right? No, Deer's not there. He's like that. There's Diedrich. Diedrich's here. Diedrich, you all right,
Yeah.
mate? um, Pancars just give us his thoughts on the first half. What's yours, mate? I know you
On
put
the,
in the chat you didn't want to watch the second half, but
uh, fucking. I just thought it was monotonous, slow, lacking direction. Just overall, just a mess.
enough.
This is why, like, it's okay playing a diamond. Sometimes you change your formation. Sometimes it works, but just because it works against one team doesn't mean it's going to work against every single other team in the planet. And we found that out today. This is why I didn't want a diamond, because when you've seen pressure, you've no outball hardly. You haven't got as much cover on the wings.
yeah, fair enough. Dear, you there, mate? Oh, no, mate,
He's
he's got a screen, but there's something wrong with his internet. You have to take him off.
mm,
I can see
Um,
him, but
yeah, Akil says McTominay and Pogba should have been taken off at half time. Instead, he kept Scott for the full game and took off Greenwood. Carly says Diedrich looks how I feel. Luna King says Pogba should not have ran back if Fred was on field. Matic was good, but the penalty, he was nowhere around. Drew Manuel,
mm,
welcome, mate. He said game was over once Dean gave yellow early. Team depend on Fred a lot. Yeah. And Carly says, like being run over by a tank and then smashed in the ball with a wrecking ball. Nice, mate. That's a good way
mm,
of putting it. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, first off, for me, totally. There was no high press. There was
mm,
no intent in the tackles. There was no quick passing. Passes were going astray all over the place. I thought the whole team was an absolute fucking shambles. To be perfectly honest, in Arsenal were, I thought, very deserving um, for the result overall. But I think the amount of chances they had. I mean, the Willian one hitting the bar, or Bamiyang with, I think it was Lindelof who got the touch of a slight touch off the back post, and or Bamiyang miscontrolled it. If he hits that first time, I think De Gea is
mm,
in trouble. Um, yeah, I mean the penalty. I don't particularly want to focus on individuals, but there is one individual that made a complete fucking error, um,
mm,
and ultimately cost us the game, Pancage, and that's Paul Pogba. The way I saw
mm,
it was
yeah.
the player. I'm not sure which Arsenal player it was, but he's in the box. He's he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. He's near enough by the byline.
Mm,
Um, I don't want to use the rain or a slippery pitch as an excuse, but Pogba puts his foot in, and you know what players do? They go down. It's as simple as that. Silly decision
mm,
for me. The guy's got
mm,
his back to goal. Like I said,
mm.
he's not going nowhere. So, what did you make of that decision, Pancos?
I think Pogba is always a bit indisciplined. I think he shouldn't have made the tackle. He should have let go. I think because Bellerin was at the other end. He was far away. He was at the other end. So, there was no one else coming in to receive really the ball. So I don't know. I don't understand why Pogba was making unnecessary foul again. It's not the first time. He's made it a few times before.
Mm.
So nah, it's awful from Pogba. And then people are going to point it at him again. I wouldn't blame him because that's not his game. He should be further up the pitch instead of. I don't know where was Matic. Where was Matic?
Oh,
Where
yeah,
was Matic?
yeah. Fair point.
I mean,
Fair point.
where was
Dear,
Matic there?
Hey,
how you
mate.
doing, mate?
Matic
You all right?
can't cover every single player in the box, Pancaj.
No, no, but the position they were out of. I mean, players were out of positions. I mean, do you think? I mean, that's not Pogba's game. You know that, Egypt. He doesn't, play well as a deep line. He plays
Mm.
well further up the pitch a bit. So that's not his game, really, right? So, but it's his
Yeah.
fault. He shouldn't have given up the foul. I would blame him for that. He shouldn't have.
Dear, what's your? Thanks for joining, mate. What's your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I think we got what we deserve because Arsenal we
You,
made the
you're
fight.
very quiet, mate. You're very quiet.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Arsenal we get what we deserve because Arsenal we were better defensively, offensively they were better. We were very poor to To be honest, we were trying to make it hard on ourselves, so I did not see us winning. At least we could have had a draw, but there was no moment in time when I think that Manchester will be winning this game. And that penalty from Paul, it was very clumsy because it's a couple of times this happened now. I remember the handball, but now, we need to have the calmness in him. Sometimes he took some decision which is not appropriate. But the fact that Van der Beek did not start, I wanted Van der Beek to start, but he did not get his chance.
Hmm.
In front,
Yeah.
Rashford was trying, yeah. But we were never close enough to win this game. There's no way we could, just like the boring Chelsea game like play, but Arsenal was better with the player. They had quality player like Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Partey, Dedrick. Where is Partey, mate? We should have him in that midfield.
Partey,
Partey
We,
should have
yeah,
signed him.
100% we should have signed Partey. But
Yeah, mate. It's disappointing.
What did you think of the Diedrich? I know you did touch on this when you came in. The diamond formation, it doesn't work against every team. It outsmarted Leipzig to a fantastic degree in the second half of that game. But yeah, to me, it looked like in the first half was so boring that when Arsenal were out of position, they matched man for man in midfield. They set up as a 3-4-3, but then when Arsenal were out of position, they went well, I wouldn't say diamond, but they did match man for man quite often for long. Well, I wouldn't say long periods either, but when they were out, without possession, obviously it didn't work from United's point of view, and he waited until half time to change it back to the 4-2-3-1, which then worked for 10-15 minutes. But the last 20-25 minutes, when you should be going for it, especially when you're 1-0 down as well, I couldn't fathom out the position, the formation at all. There were stages. Maguire was up there. They had Cavani up there. Obviously, Rashford was up there. Pogba was up in there. Matic even sometimes was in there. So the shape completely went out the window. But it still didn't create anything of significance.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
I mean, what's the problem here?
I don't know. I mean, Leno last night must have been having sleepless nights thinking about watching back from the Leipzig game, watching the highlights from that. But in that game, I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper come to Old Trafford and have an easier game. I honestly don't know what. I mean, the only thing you can say is you can tell that Arteta was worked under Guardiola. It was very much a high pressing game. They was literally at us from the moment word go. I mean, Arsenal did also play a very, very defensive team. They obviously played two centre defensive midfielders and the back four. But I can't honestly remember any real chances. I mean, I probably am forgetting one or two. I think the only chance I can think of was Greenwood's in the first half where he hit it near Paul,
which came from a bit of a mistake from Arsenal trying to play out from the back. So really, Arsenal really created that chance for us.
And the thing that frustrated me more than anything, I tweeted it out as well. Just bear in mind that Arsenal's two centre backs were both on yellows from the 30th minute.
Yeah.
Why are they not? Why is Rashford and thinking not that being told? Look, as soon as you get near him, just try and turn him. Just try and turn him. Try and get at him. Make a bit of a nuisance out of yourself. But I don't know what I'd done differently. How the whole game played out. It was a very, very, like I said, it was a very, very weird game. It was fucking boring. I'm almost getting a 2005 Liverpool vibe. They were absolutely shite in the Premier League, but they went on to win the Champions League. I mean, if that happens, I'll take it. But in that season, they were beating the likes of Juventus and stuff like that in the Champions League, but then fucking getting beat off fucking Fulham. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm lost for words. Honest to God, it always seems to hurt a little bit more when you lose against somebody from the top six, and this is just like I said to Ross in our pre-match show. Can anyone actually remember the last time we beat Arsenal in the Premier League?
No, I think that's the first time they won at Old Trafford, isn't it? Since like 2016. I want to say, oh yeah,
2006.
Six.
No, they've beat us since then. Welbeck scored the winner. Yeah.
Was that
When Di Maria
in the league?
That was in the FA Cup, though. That.
Yeah, I think.
But I'm saying, can anyone remember the last time we beat Arsenal at all, home or away? Because I don't think we beat them last season. I don't think we beat them the season before. I could be wrong on that one.
Under Jose, 3-1. De Gea had a masterclass in that game.
Away. Yeah, you're right.
Away.
Dear, what do I've got a theory on this, but when you see them put in a performance against PSG, right? Piss poor performance, very similar to that against Chelsea. Absolute fantastic performance against Leipzig. And then you got a performance again like that today. Where do you think the problem lies here? Do you think maybe there's too much tinkering? Do you think maybe it's a tactical fault? Yeah. Do you think it's the players not? What do you think?
I personally think because when you see against PSG how we play, like when we play some big match, it's tactically. Ole is good on the tactics, yes, but when it comes to Premier League, when you have to play in the Premier League, I can't understand how everything just changed. The formation changed, the team spirit changed, the way it's difficult to say about it because in the Champions League we go against PSG like it's a big match. Ole is good on the final match, so he's good on it. But in the Premier League, I don't because the level standard is low. Because when I saw Pogba play today, I was like, he did not take off Pogba. He could have taken what Pogba and put the Van de Beek just to change the tempo. It's 70 minutes is not enough, especially with a team like Arsenal defending very well. So in the Premier League, I see tactically we are at fault because it's the tactic. But Ole can do it, but he refused to do it. Like there is an arrogance in it, and I can't understand why the players, the morale, the spirit, everything go low. But where you play against PSG, it's different. It's difficult. So I can't really understand. It's quite frustrating me.
Yeah, I can see that. Pancos, what do you think?
Look, in football, sometimes things don't work always. Like he did try. It's if just because we lost, if you're saying we didn't try to change, things didn't work out. It's not like that because I think he at the end I think he brought in Van de Beek in for I don't remember who he brought in for, but he brought in Van de Beek and Fernandes, yeah, for Fernandes, and he brought in Cavani. Was it for who? Cavani.
Greenwood,
right? Yeah, Cavani for Greenwood and Van de Beek for Fernandes. So he did try to change things, and it didn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work, but he had a plan to change things eventually. But because even when we were 0-0, right? He brought in Matic for Fred.
But Pankaj against Chelsea as well. I think. Sorry to interrupt you, Pankaj, but against Chelsea was the same scenario. I think it was the same scenario. So
yeah, I agree. But in against Arsenal, I think we had a go in the second half. We had some chances when Fred was present. But I think he brought in Matic for Fred, which shocked me a bit. I think he should have brought in Matic for McTominay instead. I don't know why he brought off Fred off, because until then I think Fred was helping the press. I mean, we're pressing because and Fred was influential in that press. And as soon as he brought off Fred for Matic, it kind of died off. Marcus, did you notice that? As soon as he brought off Fred, so I don't know why he did that. Alex. I mean, I think he got wrong today. In my opinion, he did make substitutions and try to change the game, but he got that wrong today. Only got it wrong today, I think.
We got an idiot here putting up a fucking Christmas tree. Diedrich, where do you think it went today? Is it tactics? Is it players?
A little
What is
bit of
it?
both. A little
Yeah.
bit of both. I have obviously said that how much I love Ollie. I think he maybe got it wrong, but in the tactics and the formation. But at the same time, for a lot of fans, he gave you what you wanted. He gave you what you were asking for. You lot wanted a diamond. Everyone was
Yeah.
talking about this diamond before the game. And it literally does not work in the Premier League. I think I tried doing that away against Everton last season as well, and it didn't work then. Diamond doesn't work in the Premier League. It might work away in Europe, and it might work really well. It doesn't in the Premier League. You literally have no width whatsoever. If you're the only width you're going to get in that formation is from your left back and your right back, and you're not telling me you're expecting fucking the majority of your chances to be created by Luke fucking Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, and you expect you're going to be successful? Nah, that's never going to freaking work.
I've got to say, though, sorry, mate, but Luke Shaw did put in a few crosses today. Towards the end, anyway.
None of any of real naughty. I mean, what the fuck were you doing taking corners?
I thought the corners were absolutely abysmal. Didn't even beat the first man.
But a lot of them did that. I've got a theory on why he left Pogba on and why he took Bruno off. I think the players also didn't play well at all today either. I think Fred had him there. Fred was constantly giving the world away. So was Bruno. Pogba was doing his usual fucking, I'm going to take 19 touches and try and skin 19 people before I pass the ball. Matic wasn't too bad when he came on. You could just tell Matic just does what he does. He just keeps it ticking over. McTominay, same here. I thought he was bad. Greenwood was living off scraps. I don't fucking. I'd say the only person, if you're asking me from a man of match, I mean, slim pickings, but probably the Lindelof. That's about it.
Well, I think there was two moments of that game that I actually enjoyed. Pogba, when he was on the left-hand side and he was headering the ball 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, doing the shit. Well, I think I put in our group chat, didn't I? I said it actually looked really well off that left-hand side, but then it just went to shit again 10 minutes later.
And then I've got a funny feeling. Some of those players in that United team, mate, are not impressed with him anymore. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but my God, did Lindelof have a go at him down that left-hand side towards the end of that game. Lindelof is looking to play the ball out from the back, and Pogba was just standing there. He had, I think he had 2 players around him, and he was putting his arms down, so like giving the ball to feet. And after Lindelof lost control and it goes out for a throw-in, Lindelof has absolutely bombarded him with trap. And Pogba just has a smile on his face. And that, to me, that was a defining moment for me, because I think if you're a player and you've got a teammate having a go at you, you take it on board, mate. You don't give a sarcastic smile back with the aura of, I don't give a fuck, I'm Paul Pogba.
No respect. Yeah, no respect.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'd have liked to see that. And this is what does my head in about Maguire as captain, because I've never seen Maguire do that, yet Lindelof has done it. And to a lot of the fan base, Maguire is the one to be starting week in, week out, and Lindelof is the weak. You know, I've got to say, mate, I've had enough of him. I had enough of him 2 seasons ago. I don't see what he brings to the table anymore.
I mean, I'm obviously not one of Pogba's biggest fans, but like, I can't just blame this on just Pogba. I can't. No, I'm sorry, but I think near enough to a man, everyone was shite. I think Maguire. I mean, the guy we signed. Fair enough, he scored a fucking header of a week, but for a guy who's good aerial ability as him, he should be doing more from corners and stuff like that.
But Dietrich, the thing is, Pogba, how many seasons he's been here? Like 4 seasons, and
I agree.
But has he been in? He's been inconsistent. We paid 89 million on him.
Inconsistent isn't the fucking word, Pankaj. He's been shit.
But then, then you're supposed to have him being influential in the pitch, and I've seen fans making excuses of him. That we need this player to unlock Pogba. We need that player to unlock Pogba. But
Yeah.
when will when will Pogba unlock other players?
Well, that's why I never agree with these people on Twitter and stuff that say, "Oh, you've got to play Pogba in this position to see the best of him. You've got to play. He's got to have this player playing next to him." I think nobody ever used to say that about Scholes or Zidane. No one ever said Zidane, unless Zidane plays on this side of the centre midfielders. You think it's just people constantly want to fucking. Want to constantly
big boy,
want to constantly make excuses for the guy. But at the same time, like I said, he wasn't the only one. They was all pretty much awful today. But it's just
a shame, right? I think it really is a shame that whenever United have a piss poor performance, Pogba seems to be the focus point of it. People, and I think we're all guilty of it. But I think that comes down to the fact that do we expect too much from a £90 million World Cup winner?
I think they said it in commentary, didn't they? It was almost like we expect him to carry us. Obviously, like Scholes carried, like Gerrard carried Liverpool. Whenever Liverpool did shit, it was Gerrard that got the hassle, the thingy of it. But I don't think he's built for English football. I think he likes it. I think if he was playing in the La Liga, everyone would be saying, "Wow, what a player!" Yeah. But because he's not going to get pressed the way he does in the Premier League, and he's still not. I thought because he was doing the same sort of shit in the first season, whereas he used to get caught with the ball quite a lot, trying to do too much. And I thought after a season that I'd die out, but he's still doing the same things, and he's still almost expecting people not to press him. And when his teams do press us, it doesn't look like he's got an answer for it. I mean, if you said to me now, right, we're going to get rid of one of them, Bruno or Pogba, I'd say Pogba, let him go all day long.
Yeah.
Bruno isn't as talented as Pogba, but he's twice the fucking team player as him.
I would say, I think that's near enough spot on, Diedrich. I think, the pace of the game in Spain, La Liga, the Italian leagues, even in the Bundesliga, it's so much slower than what the Premier League is. I
think he'd struggle in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, I don't think he's built for the Premier League. I really don't.
I always expected him when we first signed him. I expected him to be getting this Yaya Toure built like motherfucker. Yeah. I thought, he's going to be like somebody. Because I said that to him. I've got a strange friend that supports Juventus. Don't ask why. He's English. But I said to him, like, when we were signing Pogba back, I said, like, I'm looking forward to him because now United have got somebody that can go up against Yaya Toure. Look at how we haven't got anywhere near that. He's just for a big bloke, he gets fucking bossed. He gets absolutely ragdolled.
Big Boy says here that's the second game that is on Ollie. I'm not Ollie out, but that was on Ollie. He needs to admit his failings. Do you know what? Not necessarily. I wouldn't put all the blame on the manager. I think when you put in those performances against PSG and Leipzig, and then you put in a performance like that against Arsenal at Old Trafford, all right, the home form is sketchy this season, but that is near enough the same team. I mean, you take Martial out at Leipzig, at that Premier League game there, and that's near enough like for like the same team when Rashford banged in the hat-trick. And I think them players have totally let him down today. And you can't blame it on tiredness. You can't blame it on fucking COVID or anything like that because the players should be fit. We're only missing Telles, who has only played one game anyway for 75 minutes. So for me, that's the players' fault. That's a big game for United in the Premier League. That was a great opportunity to go past Arsenal in the table. If we won the game in the end as well, we'd have only been 3 points off the top with Liverpool on 16 points. That was a great game to carry on what you did against Leipzig in the Champions League. It was a fantastic game. It was a big game, big rivals, people wanting to see Pogba, Bruno again in that. People wanted to see the diamond, People wanted Greenwood back in the side. Yeah, had
And he
everything.
gave. This is the thing. He gave everyone what they wanted.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted the diamond. Everyone wanted Greenwood. Everyone wanted. And apart from maybe everyone wanted Tellez, but obviously he can't because he's got fucking Rona. It literally gave you all what you frigging wanted, and it still didn't work. So, do you? How many fans are going to go? Well, fair enough. This is what I wanted. Maybe I got it wrong.
Chris said it's not Bruno or Pogba's fault that we had Fred and McTominay unable to take the ball off of our defence, and we couldn't break the press. That's on holiday day, either tactically or player selection. Well, let's talk about McFred, as
Ross.
people are saying. Yeah. Dia, Fred and McTominay, it's worked a fair bit, even last season, and it's been working wonders this season. Is that the way to go forward in the Premier League, playing the two CDMs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah. I mean, you play if you're playing them two though in the 4-3-3. Who do you play with them? Because you got three players there that are vying for one position, really. Bruno, Van der Beek, Pogba. So if you're going to stick with Fred and McTominay, who do you put in there with them?
I put Bruno. I put Bruno all day long. All day long, I'm going to put Bruno because he's the best to suit that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Fred and McTominay, that you're saying, they were doing a good job because tactically, when all they put them, they stick to that tactic, not unlike certain players, but they are more committed to the tactics. Yes, but in terms of attack, yes, I will put Bruno.
Okay, Pankaj, is it the way forward for you? Two CDMs?
I wanted to put this thing, Fred and McTominay. Fred and McTominay and Bruno as number 10. So yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do.
Nah, I want 4-3-3 back, but I don't want the 4-3-3 where you've got a number 10. I want the 4-3-3 back where you've got one sitting defensive midfielder, and then obviously two centre midfielders. One goes, one kind of stays. Like what we had when he first came in, when he had Herrera, Matic, and Pogba. That was when things were going well. I don't see why he's now all of a sudden wanting to adapt to number 10. And I think you'll see a better Bruno from there as well, because you're not really seeing much of Bruno. I mean, fair enough, Bruno, he's still scoring, he's still assisting. But I think you'll see an overall better Bruno if he comes a little bit further back, so you're going to be seeing more of the ball.
Well, I think Chris has got
this is the way.
Here. Yeah, go on. Yeah, this is the way, mate. Yeah. I think Chris has got a great point here. Fred and McTominay are not good enough to take the ball off the defence. Does this where Matic comes back in? It's an interesting point. Carly says that's exactly what he wants to see, Diedrich. And United Alex put, and when we're on the back foot and counter-attacking, Fred and McTominay don't need to take the ball off the defence. I'm gonna go against you all on the formation. I think the three at the back, five at the back, I think that suits United's players down to a T, and it will also bring in Twansibi, which I think we need. It will also hopefully get Shaw out of that first 11 and Tellez comes in. And you got the added bonus of playing with the two up top. And I think when Martial comes back or Greenwood goes in, you've got options there. You can change that 10 minutes into a game. You can change that 70 minutes into the game. There's so many options with that formation. It goes five at the back with Twansibi in there. It can go five in the midfield where you can fit Bruno, Pogba, Van der Beek, McTominay, Fred, whoever you fucking want in there. Alfred Rayner says Maguire and Matic can't play straight. They have to go back or on the left to cover themselves. The three at the back put Shaw straight into the 11 at left centre back, says United Alex. Maguire, Matic past their best, says Alfred Rayner. Kylie says you bring in Twansibi for one of the chuckles and then Tellez goes left back at the 4. Well, going forward now next Premier League game away at Everton next weekend. Everton, bad run of form at the minute. They lost today, didn't they, against Newcastle, and they lost the other day in the Prem. I think that's going to be a tough game. I really do. At Goodison
I
Park.
wouldn't put it past us to go there and absolutely fucking smash them. Shows how inconsistent we were.
Yeah. Chris says Matic is the best of what we have for holding mid. I agree with that, but we probably need better.
This is why we shouldn't have let go of fucking Herrera.
Yeah. You
He's
imagine
at PSG, man.
Diedrich. Actually, no, Dia. What do you do now for the next Premier League game away at Everton? Now, after you see that, after you see that and you see that diamond in the Premier League, I think you stay well away from it now. Well away from it. So, what do you do formation-wise? Do you change players, personnel? What do you do for Everton?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I will go to. We should take the bargain. You should take the risk, like resting Pogba, like put Van der Beek on, change every formation, and go, because we have to take that bargain. We definitely, because when I see Pogba, I wanted to give him a chance, yes, but there's a couple of times today but we could have gone a draw today. At least we could have gone a draw. For mistake, that mistake was costly, terribly. But I want to change that attitude. You only have to take the risk to put Pogba on the bench, because he needs to do this definitely with Van der Beek. I don't know if Teles will be ready. I don't think so, because got COVID. Like you're saying, for the wing back to attack. Bissaka is not that good enough to attack. We are poor at it. So we need to go for change the tactics where it suits our defense. Our defense is solid. You can take the risk when you're going attack. You don't get exposed. So that's the most important thing. I think you need to be because you're going to play against Everton, who's very good at. I think today Arsenal schooled us in the midfield with Partey and El Nini. Everyone, they schooled us today. They were that good. So we'll play against Everton, a very good side in the midfield, like players like Alan. They have good players like James Rodriguez. Yes, Everton has not been in good form, yes, but I won't be agree, because you will see that Ancelotti side, how they will perform against United. We can go against the odd as well, but I don't have a trust now. You have to change the tactics. You have to go for Van der Beek. Change the mentality. Just do it.
Fair enough.
This is what I think.
Okay.
I think Oli will rest a lot of players against Istanbul. So I think that will benefit us in a way that we rest most of the players, because Istanbul is not like I think we can play our second string team against them. I think Henderson will play against Istanbul. I think you'll see a different team. And then against Everton, I think I would want to see Matic, Fred, and Bruno play. I want to see the same team we played against them before for the 1-1 draw we had against them. Remember the 1-1 draw we had? I think we played that game pretty well. I think it's just that we couldn't. We had some chances as well in the first half with Matic hitting the bar, and in that game we played well. It's just that De Gea made that mistake very early on. I think we had a pretty decent game. So I would want us to play a midfield of Matic, Fred, and Bruno in that game. I think that would work. Yeah.
Diedrich? No? Are you paying attention? What are you doing for the Everton game?
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, you're Ollie here. What do you do for the Everton game? Personnel change? Formation change?
Fucking abandon the game.
Mr. Diedrich in the house.
I'd probably do what I said if I were Ollie, but obviously that's not going to happen. I think what Ollie is probably going to. I think he probably will go to 5 at the back.
Yeah,
I think
he will. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's trying a lot of things that work well on the continent, but don't necessarily work well in the Premier League. I can't think of many teams that have adapted that three at the back style. I think Conte did it, but it worked well for a season till it got found out.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. This is an absolute. It's disgusting, right? But this has just tickled me, right? I fucking hate to admit it, but this has just made me chuckle myself. But
No,
It-
why?
no,
it's
don't
horrible.
mention his name.
No,
That's
it's
No.
horrible.
this is the guy that a minute ago said
That
that
comment
fucking
is horrible, man.
said
No.
that we run a pathetic club. So I'm guessing he's an Arsenal fan,
Oh right, okay.
which
I
makes you
thought-
wonder
No,
where our
that's
fucking
horrible. That's
moderators
horrible.
are.
That's horrible. Seriously.
yeah, right, yeah. Carry on, Diedrich. Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying. So you've upset fucking Deer now. Deer's like, I fuck this, I'm off. Yeah, I think it works well in the continent, but I don't think three at the back necessarily works well in the Premier League. But I honestly don't know. I really am becoming so what's the word I'm looking for? Disinterested, disheartened. It's just when there always seems to be a bit of when we have a bit of a shit transfer window, it almost feeds into the beginning of the season, and you instantly just go, oh, it's just we've just got that feeling at the moment, and hopefully we can perform well in the Champions League, but I think a couple more losses and that's us pretty much right off for Premier League.
Fair enough.
Not that we were ever going to fucking win it anyway, but you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, as it stands, we're what 9 points behind, don't we? So, win the game in hand, you knock it down to 6. To be honest, mate, I don't know what to expect. I hope the formation goes for my own personal opinion. I hope he goes to the 3, the 5 at the back. I think that suits our players better. I think they understand their roles better. I mean, United Alex said it just now. Why are we blaming the diamond on it? I mean, is everyone dead set that the diamond doesn't work in the Prem?
You've just seen why it doesn't work.
But I mean, people jump on the bandwagons here, though, Diedrich. Right? When you watch
Van Gaal played it as well. Sorry to interrupt you there, but Van Gaal tried it as well. Van Gaal tried playing Blind as the CDM, Di Maria, and someone else, and the 2 mid, and diamonds just never work. You just don't get enough width.
Somebody's comment today, right?
More than Ryan Giggs knob.
Oh, mate, things. Yeah, I've just got a very sick sense of humour. Yes, mate.
Marcus, I just want to say something. It's look, Pogba. It's time for him to. He's going anyway, next season. So his time is too much because it's a Pogba thing, right? He's
fucking reserves.
He shows up whenever he wants, right? He's that Pogba, and the other game he doesn't. Today he was on the left hand side, right? He wasn't deep.
No, he was on the left.
He played left wing in that second half, wasn't
he? It was good on the left.
Yeah, but it's like he's thinking the attitude he has. I mean, you said that Lindelof. I'm not hearing bullshit, man, Kyle, man. Pogba can fuck off because I don't care. No, he can fuck off.
I'll spot Pogba. I'll spot Pogba, aren't we?
Yeah. Because the way Lindelof, as you said, he shouted at him and then he gave a smile. Like, you look at the attitude of the player, right, Marcus? And
if he actually gave a fuck, he'd scream back at him, just like when Bruno Fernandes and Lindelof had that screaming match.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just go. Just gave away a penalty. Sick.
Yeah.
This is why I think, like,
this is the way.
It's not the way at all. I think a lot of the players
Baby Yoda
have they have something against Pogba. I just don't think they enjoy playing with him anymore. I really don't.
No, but
Yeah.
the moment when he had that international game against for France, and he said about Real Madrid, he don't mind. But as a Manchester United player, you're saying that this is the time, this is where I lose every confidence, because he's playing for United like just for the sake of it, not
Mm.
willing. That's why I did not appreciate that at all, because as a Man United fan, you're saying you're romantic with Real Madrid, flirting with Real Madrid, and so on. Ronaldo was not that case. He proved himself. He did something, and he went. He stayed till 2009. But
At least he went with a little bit of dignity rather than fucking
exactly, mate.
rather than
Exactly.
twerking for fucking Real Madrid and Zidane.
Yeah, we're sick and tired of this now.
Yeah, I totally agree, mate. I've had enough of him. I really have.
And then,
Um,
and then Marcus, it's going to be the same thing again. Ollie's probably going to get sacked. Then the board are going to press the reset button again, appoint another manager, maybe Pochettino or someone else, and then
If we do
he's
get
gonna
another manager, I have already kind of decided who I'd like.
who?
Ajax's manager. It's called Tag. Sorry, Ben Tag, I think he's called.
And any particular reason?
Youth, and he's playing well. Look at all the. Apparently, he's got like a really good record since he came in.
Mate, I don't watch foreign football, so I don't know.
Because you're an uncultured swine.
No, mate, it's just I've got a life and I've got family life and things like that to do.
Yeah.
And, I don't get to watch a lot of
All right,
football.
no. Let's just sit there. Let's just no. Like you're not just going anywhere with that one. No,
Flick.
just
Who's that?
Flick. I think he's German magic. No, you can't get away with that. Going, I've got life. I don't watch foreign football. Like, yeah. But yet you can watch fucking VIP Mike play fucking France versus Zombies for 3 hours.
Yeah, but
you could have watched 2 Bundesliga games in that.
Yeah, but when are they on?
At night, most international games like the Italian league, the German league, now they don't kick off at 9:30.
I'll tell you what put me off, right? Honestly, true story. This what put me off watching foreign football, right? Other European football was an El Clasico match about 4 or 5 years ago. That match was an absolute joke because all they did was roll around on the floor, going like this, wanting fucking cups all the time.
But that's what you want. You want a little bit of drama.
No, that's not drama, mate. That's play acting. Very, very bad play.
What do you think drama is? It's acting.
No, it's
Coronation Street.
It's terrible.
This is the way.
Right, let's wrap it up then. So overall, then, dear, not impressed, upset, angry. What are you feeling at the minute?
Yeah, I think it's being now a situation which happen every time now. Yes, we get back to win. We had a great win against Leipzig, great mentality. We saw great claws from Rashford, everything, and then it come back. We have beat PSG, and now it come back to Premier League against Arsenal, Chelsea. We lose point, so it's getting like you will expect it to happen. You see that this will happen. You don't know what might happen in the next game. What tactics will it be? Which player will fall out? So it is keeping like this now. I don't find any, because Ole has to be blamed today. Yes, the players as well have to be blamed. So it's like a joke. It's like a joke.
Fair enough, Josh.
Look, it's a team you know the thing is, Marcus, like when we win a game, it's we win as a team performance, which was a very good team performance against Newcastle. We won the game, and there are so many players which have had a very good performance, and now that we have lost, I think it's down to that all the players didn't perform up to the mark. I think I could say.
You bastard. Sorry.
And I'm out of words because I think we had to it's we have to bounce back against Everton. We can only look forward. We can't look, we have to look forward now to the Champions League game. Try and wrap up the group
What do you think
beat
about the Champions
can
League,
beat.
Man United this
Yeah.
season, Pankaj? What do you think? We'll go
We're
for
winning it.
I think
like I'm
I
doing.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. We're gonna win the Champions League, but obviously we had a good run against PSG and RB Leipzig where we won those games. So I think possibly I think we can reach the semifinals of the Champions League. I think we
You
can.
know what? I'd have said, I remember saying to you, mate, we'll be out in the first fucking round.
No, you
I know
said we
that
won't get through the group stages.
No,
Now
yeah,
you're like a fucking
yeah.
idiot, don't you?
I know. I'll tell you what, I've been so impressed. United to me this season just seems like they're a cup team, to be honest.
I seen something funny on Twitter earlier on. It said, all they need to do at half time is just play the Champions League theme music to them.
Oh God.
King
Yeah.
Eric says Plants vs Zombies is a great game. Who's been playing it and where? It
We can't
is a great
say,
game.
unfortunately.
It's VIP Mark on Twitch. He plays it on there, so I'll put it in.
And then
Yeah. Are you
he
gonna
also
play
plays
tonight?
Pro Evo and Outlast.
Yeah. So
Is he gonna play tonight?
Probably.
who knows?
No,
Yeah,
he'll be
yeah.
doing the report card, won't he?
Oh yes, he is. Yeah. So just mention that then, Diedrich.
Mm.
The Skype is open for it for the man of the match. So it's the report card 20, isn't it? On
Yeah, just call in and tell me who your man of the match is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brilliant. Well, hope everyone tries to have a good rest of their day. Don't feel.
I'm going downstairs to put the tree up. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Fuck off. That's it. We're gonna do that and watch Mandalorian again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deidre's going to put his Christmas tree up then. Right, cheers for joining them, boys. Apologies if anyone doesn't like my juvenile sense of humour, but I do try and find. Yeah, hope everyone. Kylie says he's going to call in and cry. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. I see a couple of new names in here, so hopefully you enjoy it and get involved and subscribe
Don't
to the
forget
channel
to
and stuff.
share, like, subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, dear. Well done. And
subscribe or fuck off.
and Diedrich, if the weather's all right this week, you can do a walk.
Yeah.
It's just past few times I've been going for walks. It's been like torrential freaking downpours. So last thing you want is me going.
So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Hope you have fun. Hope you can, you find something to laugh and get involved about at the minute, because testing times in the world at the moment.
Cap City on lockdown.
Yeah. So speak to you all soon. Thanks for joining, lads, and see you all later.
Love me.